Are you looking for the best realtor in St. Louis? Well, that might not be me.
You!
Yes?
Not you, him!
And I say that because every person is different. There's different needs, cultures, communication styles. So how can there be one agent that is the best for everybody? That's never the case. So in this video, I'm going to show you what to look for and what to look out for when searching for a real estate agent. Hi, I'm Ben, your St. Louis real estate ninja. I own and manage over 30 units myself in St. Louis. I'm a licensed real estate agent and I specialize in relocation, investment, and finding your dream home. I love talking real estate, so if you're interested in talking about St. Louis real estate, I have your back. Feel free to email me, call me, or text me, and I would love to speak with you. Any support you can give the channel also would be greatly appreciated. Family and friends is the way that most of us start, and that is really good. But there are a few things to watch out for. You want to make sure that your family or friend's recommendation that they've actually used them, or the friend or the family member did use them, and you want to see how that really went. A lot of agents will just kind of promise the world and tell you everything you want to hear, but when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, did they communicate well? Did you feel understood? Were they empathetic, or did they just want to get things done quick and pushy? Did they get back to you? Did you see them during the process after you got the contract? You want to be aware of the actual service and how they really felt after working with them. You could also start with your coworkers. You know, if you ask somebody, where did you buy a home? Or someone talking about buying a home, how was your agent? Were they really good? I'm looking for an agent. I have plans to buy or sell. Did they really have good service? Did you feel like you were heard? Did they get what you wanted? Were they there for you? Those are the types of things I want to be asking. You can also ask other professionals that are close by the area. So like if you know an inspector or a contractor or anybody like that, who's your real estate agent? You know, why do you like them? What is one thing that they're not so good at? And you want to take all that in, like if you can live with some of those things. You know, not everybody's perfect. And once again, everybody's going to tell you that they can do everything the best and promise you all this money, but you got to be very careful of that, because in my experience, rarely does that come true. Sometimes transactions are just easier than others. When stuff really hits the fan,
It's gonna hit the fan.
and was the agent really there for you? Those are some of the questions you want to ask, not just the typical, how did they do? Most of us are going to go online and search for Google and Zillow and things like that. And that's great when an agent has a reputation and has a lot of reviews and social media presence. But not everybody has that, and they can still be a good realtor, right? So just because you are on social media and you are making content, that's good, because that offers a lot of value and also shows that you are more tech savvy. So that's good. That's a good sign, because they are more likely going to be able to do more things and market your property well. But that is not the end all be all, because there are a lot of agents that have been around a long time, have done a great job, but they don't know how to build their Google reputation or have a Instagram page. Just know that there are a lot of great agents that are not online too. So that's why the referrals and the word of mouth is always really great. So I wanted to talk about Facebook groups real quick. Some people from out of town might join real estate groups in the local area, and that's great to get to know what the people think about certain areas. But if you ask for a real estate agent recommendation there, you're probably going to get tons of recommendations and just a lot of people to go through. And once again, you know, you're going to have to talk to everybody. They're all going to say they're great and the best, but it's going to be really time consuming with not a lot of return on your time. So you can ask people about certain parts of the area in Facebook groups, but a real estate recommendation, I mean, it's better than nothing, but then it's going to be very, very time consuming, and the quality of referrals not going to be as good as, you know, your inner circle and reviews. So keep that in mind. So looking for an agent in a certain area is really good as well. A lot of agents, they'll just take anything, right? They'll, as long as something comes in, of course they're going to take the deal. But before I ask them I tell them what I'm looking for, I'll try to get them to tell me what area they do a lot of deals in. So, hey, yeah, what area do you specialize in that you do a lot of volume in? Okay, okay. Yeah, because I'm looking over here. I'm looking over here, and I'm looking over here in this neighborhood at this price point. You want to see what area they do a lot of volume at. And if they're not in the area, that's not a deal breaker, but I don't want to show all my cards first. You want to ask them about their marketing strategy. I like to ask, what type of marketing channels do you use? The first place most agents will post it is on the MLS, right? The multiple listing service. And everybody does that. And that is the best way to get the most eyeballs. But what I am looking for is, what extra are you doing to stand out? I always think about how to stand out and get a little edge. There are some things that an agent will do extra to get you seen to more people. A lot of them will say, I'll go to my network and ask all my friends and all my real estate agent people. What I like to do is be targeted on a certain area. You can do a marketing strategy where you mail to a certain radius in the area, and a lot of agents will do that too. But what they do is they just kind of pepper everybody in the area. So they just send out 1,000 postcards to 1,000 homeowners in the area. And that is not as targeted as a ninja would do. What you want to do is target the people that have been in their home for over 5, 7, 8 years, because the average person stays in their home 7 to 9 years. So if you target someone that's been living there for only 2 years, then it's unlikely that anything will materialize. If you are only showing this property to people that have been in their house for over 9 years, then the likelihood is better that someone will come into your open house and reach out and ask you about the property. And it's right in their neighborhood too. So it's in their neighborhood, they've been there for a while, and they are more likely to move than other people. So little things like that make a big difference on who's actually a good prospect for your house or who's just a looky-loo. So what is their social media like? Especially in this day and age, you should be a little bit better than just the MLS. You should have a social media presence. So I have a YouTube channel. I like to do more long form content, but a lot of people do Instagram and TikTok and Facebook, and that's okay too. But you want to check what their message is. Is it always just the same post, just sold, just sold, just sold? It gets kind of redundant. Or do they have a good marketing mix? Do they use videos? Do they have some humor? Are you learning from it, or is it just beautiful things and beautiful pictures? Things that educate, give you tips, stuff about pricing and the market. I love those things because I'm all about, the numbers and making you guys money, saving you guys money, buying it at the right price. So are they good with numbers, or are they just more of a salesperson, people person, communication? So those are different things you want to weigh. The higher that you buy a house, the more money that they make. So a lot of times their incentive is not to save you money. If you make a higher offer, then it's all good for them. But I want to save you money and make money. If I'm a real estate investor, I have to buy a little bit under every single time. So every time I buy a property, I'm at least 5, 10 minimum under. In a hot market though, if it's like everybody's overbidding each other and it's in an A+ neighborhood, then yes, sometimes you have to put full market value. I'm just trying to prove the point that make sure they are vying for your bottom line and try to save you money rather than just trying to get a deal done, get a deal fast. So here's some red flags to look for. This is a pretty common thing in the real estate business where an agent is eager to show you around, list the house, and once you get the offer or the deal, you might not see them a long time, you might not hear from them as much, and you might see them at the closing table. And not everybody is like that, but I'm just saying that this is a common occurrence. So communication is key. Are they getting back to you? Are they quick? Are they snappy? Are they pushy? Do they care about your needs and listen to like the needs that you have for your situation? Are they listening about your elderly parents' needs, the dog, your office space? If they remember certain things like that, that's a good sign. But these are some things to dig into and kind of look out for and have your antennas ready, because once you sign that agreement, it could be a bad ride. I do believe that a good real estate agent needs to own properties themselves. And not just one property. I think they need to own at least 6 to 10 properties. And the reason why I say that is because real estate agents are used to selling other people's property and not with their own money. I am a real estate investor, and when I would look at properties on the market, real estate agents didn't bring that much value to me. I would go and look at it, determine what I think the rehab would be, how much it would rent for, layouts, all that type of thing. Most agents don't know about the investment property side and how to manage and fix things up. When your agent has multiple properties and an investor mindset, they're looking for ways to maximize your dollar, make you more money, and save you more money. A lot of them say they do, but they actually really don't. So that's why, do you own property? I think a real estate agent that owns 10 properties is a must. If you are an investor too, you'd want somebody that has a lot of ties with property management, negotiation. So negotiation is a big part of doing deals, completing deals, coming into agreement on the right price. So how do you ask an agent how their negotiation skills are? Hey, tell me about your negotiation skills. They're great.
They're great.
So you want to be more targeted and more thought out with your questions. A lot of real estate agents will say whatever they can just to close the deal. Can you tell me a time where you got the seller a higher price or the buyer a lower price? Tell me about that. What you want to do is just listen and see what their philosophy is on negotiation. On a listing, what I like to do is price it a little bit under so it creates a lot of eyeballs and buzz. You want to get it sold preferably in those first couple of weeks. If you go too high and then you have to keep dropping and dropping it, a lot of people don't like that, but at the end of the day, you just need one person to buy it. So there are a lot of different things of price, but whenever we get an offer on a property, we always counter a little bit. So if someone asks for 200,000, then we'll just say, can you do 215? And then we kind of work from there. So we always kind of go back and forth and save a little bit of money. Every dollar counts, whether it's 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, 2,000. It really makes a difference, and each market and each side of town is different. Some are really aggressive where you have to overbid. So we recently bidded 50,000 over a property, and that property sold for 100,000 over that property. So you're not going to lowball that one, but if it's a fixer or if it's been on the market for a while, you come in a little bit lower, and then you kind of go from there. If your house is not super renovated, then you want to price it fairly so that there can be multiple offers and they could see value in that property. Oh, this property is a little outdated, but this price is good. I can do this price. But if it's too high, then it just sits on the market. The market is supply and demand. If the supply is low and the demand is high, then prices will go up. But if you've been sitting on the market and there's other properties comparable to you that are selling cheaper and are better condition, then your price might be too high. So seeing those values, seeing what has potential, seeing what is a good value for a property that's already ready to go, those are all things that go into the negotiation process. Have you ever had a difficult negotiation? Can you tell me about that? I like to ask that question, and there are always stories from real estate agents. So they do a lot of deals. Not everyone is smooth, of course, so I kind of like hearing the stories and just getting a feel for what they did. Did they panic? How many times did they have to go back? Did they just push it off to somebody? That is a good open-ended question, and it's just not like, tell me about yourself. You do want to interview multiple agents. That way you can hear their different philosophies, their different experiences, their different stories, and see which one jives the best with you. Do they own a lot of real estate, which is really important because that tells me they know how to buy properties the right way, sell properties the right way. Track record is really important. Reputation is very important. So there are a lot of factors that go into finding the best agent for you, but those are some tips there that can help you out in your search. I'm here for you if you want to talk St. Louis real estate. Feel free to text, email, or call me, and I will help you out. I have more stuff on St. Louis real estate here, so feel free to click on the next video here and hopefully it gives you more value. But other than that, I'll see you on the next one.